What's up guys, J&O here, and today, Game Week 10 preview. I'm reliable, unlike Liverpool and Tottenham were in the Europa Cup. Let's get on with the preview. So first of all, I'd like to apologise if my speech is slightly slurred, but I have been out today. I've had a few flavoured apple Jim Beans. Cousin from Denmark has come down to England, so of course I had to go out, catch up on good times. I'm here to get this recorded now because I won't be available Friday, so please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new, and let's get on with the preview. So this is the way my team is lining up for this game week. I've gone for Butland in goal. It's coming up against Watford. Stoke have actually got a couple of clean sheets recently, and Butland has been in form, so I'm going with Butland instead of Fabianski. He's been outscoring Fabianski, even though I thought it should have been the other way around. So we're going to Butland, which means Fabianski's probably going to get a clean sheet and a hell of a lot of save points as well. The defence is pretty similar to always. Alderweireld, Dawson and Cedric are the back three. Richards and Damien Francis both have tough fixtures coming up, so I'm not going to risk putting them in. And to be honest, when I get the time to put a transfer on my defence, one of those two will probably be coming out for a different 4.5 million defender. The midfield is stacked this time as I'm putting 5 in the midfield. Bit worried about this now, and it may change because Martial actually scored for Man United in the Champions League. But I wasn't putting my faith in Martial after a couple of blanks, and I was going with the packed midfield with Kevin De Bruyne, Alexis Sanchez, Dimitri Payet, Mahrez and Andre Ayew. In my head, that lineup sounds fantastic, but Ayew has not been performing as regularly as I'd like. Mahrez could be on the bench. Sanchez has been firing on all cylinders for the last 3 game weeks, but before that, he wasn't. De Bruyne let me down last game week. I thought he'd be involved in a lot more of the goals than he was, considering Man City scored that many. And finally, Dimitri Payet, the man I brought in because he's been as reliable as anyone in the league this season, and I've taken far too long to realise I need him in my side. And up front, we're going with Jamie Vardy, Mr. Reliable, top goal scorer in the Barclays Premier League so far, and Graziano Pella, who had the fantastic underlying stats until I brought him in and then he blanked. Hopefully he'll perform this week when he comes up against Liverpool, although it's a tougher fixture than I'd usually put someone like Pella in my team for. But as I said, Martial, I've lost a bit of faith, so he's on the bench. That may change because of his Champions League performance, but we'll see after I see the press conferences from the managers before this game week starts. Let's see who I'm facing in the Certified Premier League. First of all, the table. Notice that I'm top, which I'm loving at the moment. I mean, I know I haven't got as many points as some other people in the league. We're looking at AC Milan, Moonbeam, Control Alt Delete, Peter Check Your Team, Sal FC, Allen's 11. Yeah, the list goes on. Pike, Lax, Dax, FC, all have more points than me. But somehow I'm still top, and I'm not going to complain about that. And for this game week, I'm coming up against Masters FC. Now this means a lot to me, and I'll explain to you why. Masters FC is run by a friend of mine called Michael Ringsell. He's a FIFA and Xbox in general friend of mine, who I met about 2 years ago playing GTA and FIFA Pro Clubs. We may be doing a Pro Club series on this channel with him and a couple of my other friends, and a couple of my other friends, but we'll see how that goes. But if I lose to Michael on something I'm meant to know a lot more about than he does, he will not let me forget about it. And in case you don't know anything about our rivalry, I'll leave a link to a video I did on my gaming channel, which is me against Michael, a wager, and yes, of course, I won. Here's a quick clip, because I know Michael wants to see it. Get in! Yes! Get in! Have that, Mikey. Have that. Now the thing is, last game week he would have actually beaten me, and his team doesn't look too bad considering the injuries that happened during the international game week. He has Lukaku, who could always pull something out of the bag against Arsenal. He has Ozil and Sterling, great point scoring midfielders at the moment, Sterling has stepped up since the absence of Silva and Aguero. He has Klein, Creswell and Darmian who all could get some points. And he's got Rob Elliott. There's a possibility Newcastle could get a clean sheet against Sunderland. And that's a very cheap goalkeeper and a very good differential if he manages to pull off the clean sheet. Then on the bench he's got Company. Company could play this game week, we don't know. But I am wondering about his other choices because he's got Tim Krul. I'm assuming he's just gone for the Newcastle goalkeepers, which isn't the best choice. And then his other players are injured. So I'm hoping I can pick up this victory just so Michael doesn't have those bragging rights. And in Kirchhoff's league, I'm 4th. I know I'm not putting a table up because I'm not as proud of it as I am with my own league. But anyway, I'm coming up against Slumdog Mignolet. Now, Slumdog Mignolet is a much bigger threat to me this game week than my friend is. Sorry, Michael, for that. Hopefully I'll manage to pull the win out because I dropped from 2nd to 4th and I need to stay near the top of the table and I really want to stay above Joe and Kurt. So hopefully I can pull the win out of the bag. Slumdog Mignolet has check and goal. That's a very possible clean sheet. He then has Klein, again possible. Cedric, again possible. Bassong, Norwich aren't the best defensively, so I'm pretty sure Bassong will not be getting him extra points above me. But then we look at the midfield. He's got Sanchez, he's got Payet, he's got Kevin De Bruyne, he's got Mahrez. The difference is going to come between Andre Ayew and Sadio Mane. And I'll be honest with you guys, right now I prefer to have Sadio Mane than I would Andre Ayew. But choices had to be otherwise for me in my transfer. So I'm hoping Mane doesn't pull off a good performance and Andre Ayew does. Andre Ayew is playing against Villa though, which fills me with some hope. And finally the up front two, he's got Vardy and Lukaku. Vardy is of course on form, but he's a player I've got as well. So it could come down to who we captain, who beats each other in this game. Then he has Gomez and Kolarov could be coming back, so that's another potential clean sheet. Kolarov comes straight back in, but Song is out most likely. That's the decision I think he's going to make. He also has Butland, so if he goes for Butland, that's again another player we've got in common. So it could be very close between me and Slumdog Mignolet. Finally, a thing I'm going to add to the preview is me looking at the fixture list, and I'm going to tell you who I think the two major fixtures are and the players you could potentially look at to get points this week. And the fixture that stands out to me, Tottenham versus Bournemouth. Now Tottenham are in the top 10 attacking teams so far this season, and they've had a definite improvement in their performance recently. Now against the Bournemouth side, who are in the top 4 worst performing defences this season as far as stuff like goals conceded and chances conceded goes, I'm looking at Tottenham to pick up some big points against Bournemouth. Now I only have one Tottenham player, but I'm hoping Eriksen can whip across onto Toby Alderweireld's head and I can get some extra points off of him. The fact that Tottenham are away I don't think should put anyone off having a Spurs player, because to be honest that Bournemouth defence is not looking solid. Tottenham's defence is, so I believe Spurs are going to pick up an easy win, and hopefully I don't regret saying that today when I look back on this next week. The other game I'm looking at is a surprise. It's West Ham versus Chelsea. Now Chelsea's defence is in the top 5 worst performing defences this season as far as those underlying stats go, which is shocking to say because I never thought I'd say that 10 game weeks in. Meanwhile, West Ham are actually in the top 5 performing attacks in the league. Defensively they're not doing that well, but top 5 attack in the league so far, only under teams like Leicester, Man City, Arsenal and Southampton. So West Ham could pull an upset here. I know they're not away, and so far this season they beat the Giants away from home, but with Dimitri Payet, if he pulls in another performance like he does, and recently they played him on the left, which I think makes the defence struggle to pick him up and stop him supplying the other players, West Ham could pull off a surprise here. So if you have a West Ham player, you could be laughing. Meanwhile, for Chelsea, maybe it is the comeback. So Chelsea are against the not so good defences in the league, a team that may also try and counter them and they can counter back. So Chelsea players could pick up some points as well. So I believe this game will have a big impact on the game. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully I didn't put too many errors in this episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and remember, on this channel, it's all about the game.